Hello everyone. So, in today's book review, I will be reviewing the book The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. If you could see that, it's kind of blurry. So, I wrote everything here for you guys. I'm going to keep it zoomed in and just show exactly what they are and kind of talk about it. Well, I tried to tape it in, but it just didn't work. So, the 5 love languages. In a nutshell, these are the 5. Words of affirmation, 2 quality time, 3 receiving gifts, 4 acts of service, 5 physical touch. Now, all of us, from what I read, have one, we do all of them, but we have one primary love languages. Some very rarely have 2. The reason why it calls it love languages is because we're all born with one. Just like we're born with our native tongue, English for me, let's say, we're born with a primary love languages. Very few people are bilingual in their love languages where they have 2 primaries. So it takes a lot to look into. It took me to read the book to really understand which one was mine. I didn't know if it was between words of affirmation or physical touch. It ended up being physical touch. Now, this can, for instance, words of affirmation, as he says in the book, can be anything from verbal compliments, encouragement, kind words, humble words, just being very, very, use your words to express your love to them. And, you tell her she's beautiful, you tell him he looks good in that suit, things like that, and it makes them kind of happy. And you notice that works if when you stop, they start feeling upset about it, and maybe your relationship takes a turn for the worse. Now, he actually doesn't start the book with talking about the 5 love languages. He opens the book with basically how the in love feeling, or as I call, or most of you might know, is called the honeymoon phase. Now, in theory, I always thought the honeymoon phase lasted 3 months. But in the book, he talks about some doctors that did research on this phase. It can last up to 2 years. So most relationships we started, I'm sure you guys have relationships that lasted a year, maybe less. You're still kind of in the in-love phase. But in those that didn't last past a year, it just died out faster. Now, this is why, he gives, what I love about the book is that he gives great examples. So you see him people he's met, and he talks about them. That's how, it's the best way to express a book like this. It makes you want to read it instead of being boring or scientifically. No, he's using real life experiences. He just changes the names. So, in this love phase that we all go through, that's why you see marriages lasting short times. There's this theory, which I write here, it's called the love tank theory. The love tank theory is just what love language your significant other has, and do you feel it every day? Whether that's through words of affirmation, giving them quality time, which is your undivided attention. I mean, you look straight into their eye, you talk to them, maybe if they want, just even if you live busy lives, 10 minutes a day. You sit down and you just talk. No distraction. That means no TV is on, your phones are not near you. You're just giving your complete undivided attention. You're being fully present with them there. Then, there's the love tank theory, receiving gifts. So that can be anything from you bought something, you made something, you you found something and you wanted to give it to them that reminded you of them. Or even the gift of presence, of just being there with them, and being there when, in times of need, or not even when they're feeling emotional, you're there. Acts of service is just doing things with them, for them, like around the house, maybe doing the laundry, stuff like that. Some people they love when their significant other does that for them. We always thought that women do all the acts of service and men sit down, but there are actually men out there that do the acts of service and help their wife out, or they just do it. And the wife, I strongly believe that in terms of acts of service, it should be done by both parties. And split or do it together. And then there's the physical touch aspect. So these are all ways you can fill that love tank. So you don't want the love tank to go into E. So that means if you're not doing any of what their primary love language is, and it's not easy to figure this out, because we use them all kind of in our relationships. So it's like, which one is the primary? Now whatever you notice, and it takes time, years into a relationship, that something is going wrong, is something you stop doing from the very beginning. And falling in love in the beginning is what he says here. I took some notes on that. Falling in love, there's a whole chapter on it. It's not an act of will of conscious choice, and it's not real because it is effortless. That means you don't do anything. It's just like, you're full of chemicals in your brain, and those are basically pushing you forward to do things for them, wanting to see them, spend time with them, wanting to buy gifts for them, or doing any of these. You probably do all of them, but over time you stop doing one, and maybe that's your significant other's primary love language. Whether that's in the beginning, you showered her or him with gifts, and then you stop because you kind of finished the courtship process. You got them in bed, you had sex, you went on vacations together, you have a great relationship, and then you just stop one thing and you notice your relationship is going down the drain. Why? Because you stopped something. Always look back to where you started. So, and it does not focus on growth. So falling in love does not focus on growth. Real love does. You want to grow as individuals, like I've spoken about in my videos, if you've watched them. You grow individually, and you grow as a relationship, as a unit. So I love the book for that. Just like taking a look at the 5 love languages, and what is great about the book is he gives actionable advice. So after every chapter about the love language, he gives you ideas, like, here, you can try this, here, like, words of affirmation. It's like, I remember one there, he's like, just like, if you're not good at it, carry like a waiter's pad with you and put like words are important on it, so that every time you look into your pocket and you look at it, like, words are important. So you become conscious of what you say when you talk to your significant other, and maybe when you have a chance to say something affirming, or tell her she looks good in that dress, or tell her she looks very pretty today, or what's different, and and then she starts noticing. If that's a primary love language, guess what? You're filling that love tank. It was a great read. If you want to read it, definitely recommend it. I will have a recommended book list on the website if you check that. By the end of this month, I have someone working on it, so this might take some time. But I advise you to probably read this. You can use this video, try to find the love languages on your own. Try to figure it out. He gives like a nice test at the end. But if you've been conscious of yourself for years, and you understand, like, you're very self-aware, it should become easy to you. Especially if you've been in tons of relationships, you can the book had me look back, and I was like, that's why I figured, like, for me, physical touch was mine. Physical touch. Because of, I've always had times where if I'm getting rejected in terms of like touching and I don't get anything back, it hurts. I feel like rejected. Other things, you can call me names. Quality time is like, yes, of course I like quality time, but I also like my own time. Gifts, I could give crap about. I don't really care. That's probably like the last one on the list, because you can actually go by which one is your primary and go from like top to bottom, or start from bottom to top. Which one could you care less about? Which one is most important to you? So that is a nice short review of the 5 love languages. Next week it will be on the book Intimacy by Osho, another Osho book, because he's awesome. So I'll see you guys then, and as always, stay awesome.